सर सर आपकी आवाज क्यों नहीं आ रही है? आप नहीं बोल रहे।
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
जी सर।
Angela, confirm. Can you hear me now?
जी सर, I can hear you now.
Okay. Okay, let's carry on. Opportunity cost is the next best alternative given up by choosing another option. In other words, it is the value of the product forgone to produce or obtain another product. So there was an example we discussed earlier. Say if you are having 1000 rupees, either you could spend it to buy a book, or you could have a Burger Lab meal. So if you buy a book, so Burger Lab meal is going to be the opportunity cost. So what is the most important thing? Whatever we let it go is going to be the opportunity cost. Division of labor is very important in terms of specialization, because later chapter they are going to cover, for example, organization and management, when we are going to discuss about the specialization in terms of finance, accounting, HR, and other departments. So how we get the specialization? Division of labor is when the production process is split up into different tasks and each worker performs one of these tasks. It is also known as the specialization. So mind you that there are advantages and disadvantages as well for specialization. Advantages would be you are going to get more units in terms of output. Also, quality is going to improve since there are standardized units. And one of the biggest disadvantage that worker, they are going to get bored. And this is why what we studied in motivation, that workers need to rotate. So rotation is really important. Otherwise, they just get a victim of boredom. Now, added value, one more important concept can also be defined as the difference between a particular product's final selling price and the direct and indirect input used in making that particular product. Now, I want you to pay special importance on the value addition in terms of business, because this is again not only important in terms of business but also in economics as well. Added value is the difference between the selling price minus cost of the material. So for example, if you say sell a house for 1 crore, that is 100 lakh, and your cost of material and all of the making up is 30 lakh. So the difference 100 minus 30 is going to be 70 lakh is added value. But what's the most important thing here is that added value is not profit. And why is that? क्यों जरूरी होता है? क्योंकि we have to make sure that we minus expenses. We minus expenses from the added value to get the profit. And what are the expenses? Wages, salaries, utilities like electricity bill, and other expenses that what we deduct from gross profits to get the net profit. Now, stages of business activity. We do have primary, secondary, and tertiary stages. And being agrarian economy, unfortunately, even we pass like 65 years, we still export primary like fruits, vegetables, and seafoods. So these includes all those industries involved in the first stage of the production process. They are at the primary stage of production. This includes the extractive industries. So mind you, all the natural resources, whether extractive, agriculture, and fishing, these industries provide the raw material that are made into finished goods by manufacturing industries. Now, earlier I gave you example about the shirt, what you are wearing in. For the cotton that you get it is coming from the primary source, right? And when we speak in terms of secondary, so these are all the man-made resources that include the manufacturing. So this includes all those industries involved in manufacturing the finished goods from the raw materials provided by primary producers. So ideas or Nishat mills, like the Gul Ahmad is the manufacturing process, right? So Gul Ahmad get the cotton from the primary source, and Gul Ahmad itself is in the secondary category, secondary stage. Why? Because all the manufacturing is come under the category of the secondary. And when we speak in terms of tertiary, that is most important part of the value addition. So that is what we speak in terms of tertiary. And this is one of the reasons that even Gul Ahmad, they are having their own outlet called Ideas. Nishat are having their own outlet. Bonanza is having Satrangi. Alkaram Textile Mill is having their Alkaram Studios. Toyota is having their own showrooms. Now, why it is important? For example, if cotton, we get it for 300 rupees, and the shirt that they are making, the cost of the shirt by Gul Ahmad is 1000. So the difference we see that 300 and 1700 that they are getting in terms of secondary, more value addition. But when we speak in terms, if you go to Ideas, I myself go to Ideas or say Levi's, so I get it for 3000. So where it is 300, where it is 3000, so the difference from primary to tertiary we see is 2700. So what we understand that most of the money is in tertiary sector, and this is one of the reason that what we studied in our chapter 1 and 2, that most of the developed nation, they move their resources from primary, even secondary, to the tertiary. And you'll be surprised that China and UK, most of their business activity, 80% of their business activity consists of tertiary, whether it's Alibaba from China or the British airspace, or we have the, say, so many uh, tertiary businesses from the UK. Okay, we have Amazons, we have the Facebook. It's if we speak in terms of Pakistan, we have the Raz, we have Food Panda, and it's endless, say, list of that. Whatever we are doing right now, delivering the lecture and you are listening to it, this is also a tertiary activity. And it's especially in the pandemic that really skyrocketed this concept. Why? Because when we speak in terms of just one example, I give it to you, then I move on, that nobody knew Zoom. There are few teachers like myself that I give classes to other countries, but now every second a person knows about a Zoom, and which category comes in? No, it's not in the primary, it's not in the secondary, but it's in the tertiary one. So what is the crux? What is the summary of this one? If you are going to understand it, that the tertiary, we have to put less resources and we are going to get a better return for that. Okay. Now, economic system, when we speak in terms of economic system, I'm just going to brush up and then we are going to move on because we have to cover up in terms of revision other chapters as well. So economic system, if we speak in terms of economic system, we have two extremes. One is called the market economy and the other one is called the planned economy, right? There are around 200 countries in the world. 99% of the countries, I would say 198 countries, that they are of mixed economy. Why? Because most of the important sectors are going to control by the government. That is defense, education. We have utilities, health. So this is supposed to be covered or managed and owned by the government. Why? So that they can provide services at the low prices. This is one of the reasons that one doctor in Pakistan, even that I personally experienced it, he sits at Al Khan and he charged 3,000 rupees. In the morning, he sits at Abbasi Shaheed and he charged 5 rupees. So how it's possible? Through the mixed economy. And all the other goods, FMCG products, durable and non-durable. FMCG means fast-moving consumer goods, daily use grocery items, and all the cell phones, cars, laptops, LEDs. These supposed to be produced by the market forces. And what are the market forces? Demand and supply. Now let's move on to the other topic. Enterprise business objectives and growth. Now, objectives, aims, targets of the business are the one, they are really important, which the business would like to achieve in future. And just like an individual, it is important. So it is important for the business as well, that what is the primary objective of the business? Definitely is to maximize profit, but what is the target market? And what's supposed to be the market segment? What's supposed to be the product we are going to deal in? This is what we already discussed in the marketing mix, especially in the last class. That is supposed to be all the business plan, the marketing plan in terms of price, product, promotion, and place, right? So you really need to make sure that what your plans are going to be. Now, when we speak in terms of business objectives, we have to, the very first one, to make a profit. But like we discussed earlier, before we are making a profit, especially the sunrise businesses are supposed to be the one which we look into it. Who are the sunrise businesses who are going to be, or they just started, they just started up. And especially in the pandemic, most of these sunrise businesses or the startup business, they just closed down. Why? Because they did not do their homework. And what is the homework? That what we teaches you is supposed to have a good business plan, good marketing plan. Now, what is this business survival? It's a period of a year, 2 year. It depends on the nature of the business, that you supposed to have a cash flow or working capital. So what we learn here, that most of the business, why they closed down? Because they did not have ample cash to pay for working capital. And what is the working capital? That you have to make sure that you are going to bear your expenses in terms of wages, salaries, utilities, rents, and other ones. And you have to pay from your pocket. So you cannot start the business unless and until you have enough money in your pocket to support your business. Because even if it's not pandemic, so it may take a little while to settle down your business. Customers don't know you. So you do the marketing, just like we discussed in the product life cycle. Every product, every business have a life cycle, right? At the introduction phase, you have to spend most of your money in terms of marketing, first to inform, and then to persuade and entice and induce customers. Okay, okay, now this is my product, whether it's a pizza business, it's a school, it's a center, or it could be any website, just like a Daraz and other e-commerce sites, right? Then the when you settle down in terms of business survival, then you say, okay, to make a profit, you change it because now customer get to know you, okay. And then when you start making profit, you think about it that every year I should not make a profit that's supposed to be just like a previous year. I need to expand the business, and this is one of the reason we see in our surrounding that Imtiaz, whether it's Chase, whether it's Mizan Bank, everyone they are opening new branches, either in 6 months, in a year or so. Why? So their business objectives change from making a profit to expand it. Now, the other business objective is we are going to see to increase added value, and how we can increase the added value. If we are in the primary sector, we move to the secondary, and what we learn and what we are going to look into later examples that by integration, and how we do the integration, either forward integration or the backward integration. What does that mean? That if you are in the manufacturing sector, like say I gave you example about the Gul Ahmed, so I could acquire my farm so that I don't have any problem in terms of getting my cotton. And then just like they did, that I'm going to have my own retail outlets so that I don't have any competition problem, right? Then business stakeholders are different groups which are involved and affected by or have some interest in the business activity. Now, business stakeholders, owners, workers, managers, consumers, government, community. Now, why business objectives could change over time? A business after survival period would change its objective of higher profit, and that objective could change in a business has achieved higher market share and now has the objectives of higher return for shareholders. Then a profit-making business operates in a country facing a serious recession, now has the short-term objectives of survival, example airlines in coronavirus time, just like we discussed earlier. Now let's move to the qualities of a successful entrepreneur. We are not going to have limited liability. Partners can disagree on important business decisions. If one partner is inefficient or actually dishonest, then the other partner could suffer by losing money in the will.